even like during like the smaller races, qualifying round. As soon as that round is done, forget about it. We focus on the next round. And then when you have 3 days of racing continuously, every single run is its own day almost. You just do that, forget about it. Only focus on the next day. Finish that run, focus only on the next run. Forget about the previous runs.
So he says whether you've done the best, you come first or you come eighth, doesn't matter. That race is over. Just focus on the next race. And I kind of thought that is an amazing thing for a coach to be teaching to a young athlete, because that's going to go a long way. In fact, that kind of helped me also, because there were days when we had a little, these sudden challenges when one sponsor drops, or there's suddenly I need more money when I'm sitting in the US. Instead of thinking about, okay, what am I going to do in December? Literally, I was like, okay, today is over. I'm done. Okay, this race is over, let me finish it. Then let me start planning for December. Okay, the first week, 1 week of training is over. Now let me plan what I'm going to do the next week. That kind of actually helped. We'll be sticking on to that motto until whatever we're all going to be achieving.
This episode is brought to you by Barnaul Adventures. Barnaul creates supported cycling tours across India, Southeast Asia and beyond, blending beautiful routes, authentic cultural experiences and memorable stays. I had the chance to ride with them on the Mehong Son Challenge in northern Thailand back in 2024, and it was simply unforgettable. The roads, the stays and the support they provide make it really special. And honestly, some of the best Thai food I have ever had was on the tour. And these guys make sure local cuisine is central to the whole experience. Check out their upcoming tours at barnauladventures.com. The link is in the show notes.
Hi Agasthi, hi Anupa. Welcome to the Working Athlete podcast.
Thank you.
So, BMX is really not a sport that is very common here in India, at least, right? Not really that common in general, but more so not in India and not in Hyderabad. So, how did BMX come into your lives?
So basically, he started long distance cycling when he was like about 5 years old. He just joined me on one long 67-kilometer ride. It was the 67th year when he was 5 years.
Wow.
So that was the 67th year of independence, and he joined me for a 67-kilometer ride.
Right.
He didn't know what is 67 even that time, because he didn't even know to count numbers at that point. So
Right.
he just said, I'll ride with you. I don't know what came into my head. I said, okay, come, let's ride. And then we ride, and around 10 kilometers, we were going past our house. So I told my husband, be on standby. If he's not managing, you can take him back home. But then he was fine, and we finished 67. So then he continued. He wanted to do a 100-kilometer ride, and then he kept on wanting to go on in endurance. Then Gokul from the Bike Affair and some others suggested it's not so good for a little kid to get into endurance that early. Those muscles are still developing and all that. So then we were kind of contemplating, and then he got into triathlons. He was doing, he started with a duathlon, but then moved into triathlons by the time he was 7. And we accidentally met Vivek Radhakrishnan once in Hyderabad when he came for a specialized launch, again in the Bike Affair. So
Which year was this?
Yeah, when our specialized got launched in Hyderabad.
Right. Yeah.
He was around 7 or 8 years that time.
Right.
He said a pump track is a very foundational skill for any cyclist. And if a child is able to get into that, it's going to be amazing. So I was almost contemplating of building a dirt pump track where we live, and thoughts were in that. So then there's this, one day Gokul calls me and says, there's a person called Hamza who's building a pump track. He wants someone to come and try his pump track. So then I'm like, okay, that's good, because anyway, I wanted to do a pump track. So then we go there, and it was just getting constructed, and then Agasthi started riding there, and that's it. We fell in love with it and never moved out of it. So he was doing both triathlons and pump track at that point. And there were small races. And the first Red Bull Championship happened. Red Bull selection happens for the World Championships. So the first selection which happened in India, Agasthi was about 8 years old that time. And of course, the qualifying age is 18. But he did really well. And they said, okay, when you're 18, you can compete in the World Championship.
Right.
We were like, okay, let's wait. So at that point, anywhere you want to go to race, it's like you have to become like maybe 16 or 18 or whatever. So then we thought, okay, let's keep doing it. So we still went. We went to Goa Triathlon. Then we went to Desaru in Malaysia, and it was going good. But then there was a point when I asked him choose between triathlons or pump track because both are going to be difficult. Since somewhere down the line we thought of Olympics then, and we're like, we can't do two sports. Already it's 3+1 is going to be 4. So when I gave him a choice, he said he'll do BMX. And okay, then he won in the pump track championships, and we kept doing that. And one of the days while I was browsing, I found Malaysia had a BMX race. So I thought, okay, let's go try what it is. And that was like, that's what opened up BMX for us, really. He was about 9 when we went to Malaysia. That was his first race. So it was totally different because the pump track is a very small element of a BMX racetrack. But then a little bit of his freestyle skills and the pump track together kind of did help us there, and we started enjoying it. We found a coach there who had a team as well. So Malaysia didn't seem that far away from Hyderabad. So
Right.
so then that's how we started, and we did. He took time to settle in. He was just first making it to the finals in races and kind of finishing among the top 8. So that's how it was until 2023. 2023 was his first win, really. Like, he finished second in the Malaysian nationals.
We'll go into the details. Let us take a pause for a moment and let me hear from Agasthi. What do you remember? What is your earliest memory that kind of said, okay, I love BMX more than triathlon?
Earliest memory I can't point, but the one thing I can definitely say is I used to go to the track every day for 4 or 5 hours the whole year. So I'm able to keep going every day for that long, not get bored at all. There must be something I am enjoying.
Absolutely. Right. Nice. So that's what kind of, I mean, when you are at a fork, when your mom said, either triathlon or BMX, is that the thing that, made you choose that I'm not bored at all at BMX? What got you there?
The thing about triathlons is I've already reached the point where it's just repetition constantly. You just have to keep doing the same thing. While at that point in BMX, I had so many things I could do differently. Like the same straight, you could ride 4 or 5 different ways, and then you can see something new, find a path, and just again try different things.
Right.
In the last 6 years, I've been riding the pump. After I started properly riding fast, I still haven't run out of things I can do there. I still see new things every time I go.
Infinite possibilities, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, once you get into anything at a deeper level, I think the possibilities are endless and you keep discovering new things, especially something like BMX and stunt riding. So I'll take your help here because I don't know much about BMX, right? So what sort of riding is involved in BMX style, right? Races. What are different kind of riding styles? What are different kind of races that are there in BMX? Can you help with that?
Yeah, so the BMX race itself is always standard from one end to the other end. And the track is also usually standard. 4 straights, 3. Styles of riding? Yeah, you have two main streams of BMX. One is freestyle, one is race. Freestyle is when you do the tricks, and that branches off into separate categories. That has your street, park, bowl, that's all different. But in race, you only have one main thing, which is standard track, first to the finish line, out of 8 other riders.
Right. So
explain about the gate.
Yeah, so that was what I was talking, thinking about. I saw a few races, BMX races, and they always have this, there is a start gate kind of thing, right? Like they are in horse races as well, right? You are, you have. You are behind the gate and everything lifts at once and goes. Yeah. How long are these races? And the start is always limited to a fixed number of people, right? It is. Yeah, how does this work?
So the gate can only support 8 people. Every round always only going to be 8, maximum of 8 riders.
Right. So it will become a round robin kind of thing?
Yeah. So you have your 3 qualifiers.
Qualifiers. Yeah.
These aren't qualifiers, but you collect points in these 3 rounds. So you get points per placement. So the lowest placement gets the least amount of points, which then takes you to the next round. So if you come usually around top 4, you go to the next round 3 times in a row. So depending on whoever has the lowest point, plus when you started, you get to choose your gate for the next round. You get to pick one.
All right. Right.
So if I'm in the first round, you're the second round. I come for 1-1-1, you come 1-1-1. I get to pick first, then you get to pick. Then the second place gets to pick, second place gets to pick. Then you have your knockout stages, which would be 16, 8, 4, quarters, semis, which placement is less. You still have placement points, but they're less important. You just have one run, placement, next run. You get a pick. Yeah,
Nice.
so that's the basic system. Gate is not that complicated.
Right.
It's just you have a thing, it drops. You have a piston, pulls the gate up, drops with the lights.
Yeah. Nice. So how long are these, point A to point B, right? How long is a typical BMX course?
So, UCI standards, it's supposed to be around 360 to 420 meters.
Okay.
So again, if you go to the US, the track lengths differ a lot. It's governed by a different body. The regulations are different. By UCI standards, there'll always be the hill should be 6 meters tall. Track should be
Right.
360 to 420 meters.
Nice. Okay.
So in UCI, now you have two different things. You have your 6-meter hill, 8-meter hill. 6 is for the amateurs, 8 is for the pros.
Nice.
So depending on the track length, each race is around 30 to 40 seconds. It's never more than that.
Wow. Wow. You got to do whatever you got to do in that amount of time. Yeah.
And the fun thing is you have a long time before the next round, 30-40 minutes before you have to go again.
Right. It's all anaerobic work, sounds like.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. So Hyderabad is, not a place where you would typically think, it's all busy streets and all that. Do you just practice on the pump track, or do you also practice outside of the track?
So like right now, I'm doing a lot more work outside the track. I've reached a point where pump track skills aren't going to take me much further. We have the fortunate thing of living in a gated community where we have a lot of free space. So there aren't any cars. I have a whole road to myself to just go sprint up and down.
And we picked a start gate this time, so we can incorporate that also into the sprint sessions. So
Right.
that's an added asset from this year for us.
Nice. Nice, nice. So, and when you have this BMX, is not a really, it involves a lot of trial and error, a lot of, while you're perfecting a skill or something, it's prone to a lot of crashes and stuff, right? Have you had any major incidents that kind of gave a, heart in the mouth kind of moment?
All right. So basically, I would say we were lucky. Touch wood, this year is the only year without crashes.
Right.
So yes, as I told you before we started the podcast, he had that one concussion which happened in the US. We came back here. He started racing, and while we were in Malaysia, it kind of got bad. He got very dizzy. So then we reached out to our physio, and then he put us on to Dr. Arvind Dateja, which is why then we rushed back from Malaysia, met him, and he kind of gave a set of rehab exercises which he has to keep doing pretty much for the rest of our lives, kinds.
Okay.
Because he had a couple of crashes even before that. The
Mhm.
year before that was a shoulder crash. So crashes, I think, become kind of an integral part. But then,
Right.
if with the right support system and putting the regular rehab work, it has kind of helped him come a long way.
Mhm.
And we're kind of pretty fortunate because our coach, Connor Fields, who's USA's BMX gold medalist from the Rio Olympics, he's our coach for the past 3 years. And he's been kind of not just helping with the technical skills on the track, really, but then a lot of the back work on how to handle injury, both the physical and the mental aspects. He's been kind of really working a lot on that. In fact, that's one of the things I wanted to tell you while we were talking about the gate also. It's kind of straying out of injuries, but then the amount of work which needs to go in terms of focus while he's waiting at the gate. Because as he said,
Right.
you finish your one qualifier, Then you have about 30-40 minutes for your next round. So you need to like start fresh again. It's like a new race again.
Right.
So the time behind the gate is so important. And I would say, like, from my observation in all these years of seeing these kids and the pros racing, is the gate is kind of a determiner. Okay, there can be a lot of things which can happen in between, like someone can crash, so you would anyway get a chance. But your gate start determines pretty much the entire race. It kind of fixes your spot at the end. So the amount of mental work which has to go while you're waiting there, because that's the place where you can have maximum distractions. You have camera, you have people cheering, and there's announcement, and everything is happening there.
Right.
But then you need to get yourself back, because you will have to warm up before that, so you're ready, because you can't warm up in the 40 seconds. So
Right.
you finish your warm up, you're fully mentally ready, then you watch the gate, you listen to the gate, you see the lights, and you're off. So those are the things he was kind of focusing on this year, Connor, because he's like, okay, now he's kind of maturing and he's going to move to be from youth to junior men next year. So the competition is going to change from, he's going to be a 17-year-old competing with 20-year-olds next year.
Right.
And only the people who are serious are going to start actually proceeding from here. Until 16, it's like everyone's going to race. All kids who want to even recreationally participate are going to be there. But if someone's actually going to start going higher, they start becoming serious. Else they're not going to be there. And that's one of the reasons this year we are even not just going to the USA, but we're also going to go to Australia, because we want to work with other athletes and see how competition is really going to be. We're used to a little bit of Malaysia, we're used to a little bit of Thailand, and USA. Yeah, last 3 years we've been doing a few states out there. The Australia is going to be a kind of bigger jump to see how it goes.
Right.
And the second thing, again, Connor suggested going to Australia this year is we are looking at 2032 Olympics and at Brisbane. And we are going to Australian Championships and the World Championship this year at Brisbane. So it'll be in the same place. So we kind of get a feel of the place and then plan how much more work needs to go in those tracks.
Right. Yeah. There's a couple of points that I want to, dig a little deeper on this, what you just spoke about. One is the kind of mental work that, goes in as a preparation. And then let us also, go into what kind of, how does a BMX season look like? And when you go to visit Malaysia or Thailand or US to kind of race and practice there, how do you schedule and all that, right? But let us start with the mental prep that goes into it. So what is involved, Agasthi, and how do you go about?
The biggest thing in the mental prep is just really focusing a lot on the start. If you start even half a second behind any of the other riders beside you, you're immediately going to get cut off in the game. They're going to come, push you out. As soon as they go down, they're going to push you out of the track. During the Arizona race, I almost got pushed off the entire track completely. I was almost on the ground 4 feet from where the track was supposed to be.
Right.
They were slightly ahead of me and they capitalized as much as they could.
Right.
Because they always trying to be as focused as possible. And then in bigger races, you have the problem of there's a camera going to be at your face. So they're going to everyone's going to get in and they're going to move a camera across, pause at you, let you wave a bit for some time, next person. And then there's constant cheering happening. People behind you are constantly talking. All the other riders. Until the cadence starts, there's a lot of distractions. You can see the race in front of you, riders talking behind you, cheering, cameras in your face, announcements of the race happening. You're trying to isolate all of that while still trying to stay calm and focus on the game.
Right.
Especially when you're there, you're just looking down, seeing how far all the faster riders beside you. It requires a lot.
Yeah. So are there any kind of drills or anything, exercises that you do? We kind of can guess what kind of, intervals and stuff that we do for, physical training, right? Are there any similar things that you do, like meditation or breath practice or anything like that, that help with your focus?
So one thing we were actively working on during the training is before any run of mine, I would go all the way around, stay down for a minute before getting on the gate. Like you have a start hill. I would sit down there, really focus on what I'm doing, on my lines. Before you go, you have 40 seconds of a race. You can't actively plan your lines while riding. So you always have a full plan in your track for each roller, each jump, each turn. You have a line already planned out. So I sit down,
Visualize.
count down, visualize exactly what I'm going to do the whole way. Get on the gate, and then we start. We do that 3, 4 times. You can see the more you focus, you start landing more skills in a row consistently. During all my sessions,
Right.
we were doing that. If I was doing just one straight, I'd focus fully, do the lap, do the straight. In the gym, take a minute, focus fully, then lift. Everything we were
Right.
doing, we were first spending time focusing, getting ready, and then going, not rushing anything we were doing off training.
Yeah, nice. So now coming to these planning and visiting places. Obviously, if we have to do well at races, you got to race, train as well as race to get better at racing, right? So towards that, I guess you mentioned Malaysia, Thailand, and US. Now planning for Australia. So what kind of planning and prep goes into say figuring out these are the places that I need to be at, these are the events that I need to get him in and all that. So what kind of work goes on towards that?
All right. So basically, what we have been doing, like at least after I started working with Connor, like in the last 3 years, end of the year, like now around this time, we sit down together and either over a call. This time, since I was there, we did it in person. So we kind of put down a tentative schedule because the race calendars in the all the countries are out by now. Like we know 2026 Australia schedule, we know the USA schedule. So we kind of put down these are the tentative races during this particular period we want to be at. And once we put that down, I kind of back work on the finances because it kind of it's super expensive, honestly, to be going places and coming back. So because it's not just going there because we have to go, we have to stay, we need to train, we have to book a track, and if we have to go for nationals, we need to pay separately for nationals, register there, go to a particular state for nationals. So the backworking part is all the finances and a little bit of his study and exam schedule. Where do we fit it in and how we go about it? So after that, we kind of come down with the calendar. Okay, this is what we want to go ahead with. Like let's say for 2026, we want February 22nd is the Australian Nationals Series 1. So we want to go for that, which means we'll have to be at Brisbane by February 7th, so that we jet lag and all that is settled, and then we train for 2 weeks, race, come back by 23rd. So March will be pretty much here. April 12th, we want to go back to Las Vegas. We go to Las Vegas because Connor Field stays there. He's our coach. So the biggest advantage in USA is like in a week you have 3 club races.
Right.
So that turns out to be amazing practice races, and you have a nationals happening almost every month in one state. So we pick and choose nationals around in the Nevada state because we are predominantly there. So this year we plan to go there on the 11th of April. There is one race in Tulsa in Oklahoma. One nationals at the end of April. We want to do that. Mid-May there's another one in California. We want to go there this year because we found new sponsors in 2025 who are based out of California. So they wanted us to race in California so that they can get their entire team of people and group to watch the race.
Right.
So we will be there till mid-May, come back. A little bit of June we'll be here. And mid-June we'll go back to Malaysia because July 4th is Malaysian Nationals and July 31st is Asian Championship. So touch wood, this year we should be able to do Asian Championship because it's been jinxed for the past few years. Every time he gets injured just before Asian Championship. So
Right.
we are like literally we go train and we crash on that track and come back the day before. So
Right.
Just before the nationals, they have the open track practice. Go try something, break my shoulder.
so it's been like we go every time trash before Asian Championship. So we're like this year, come on, nothing's gonna happen. We're just gonna go there. So we kept that as the last race of our season.
Right, right, right,
Finish everything, and then yes, we will be good for it this time. So
right,
after that, we'll probably take a bit of a break because he has exams in October. He's in his 7th grade now,
right.
and he's homeschooled, so we have a lot of flexibility of time. And we did his 10th grade exams out of Cambridge, but I just recently moved to NIS because we have more flexibility to take the exams. We realized the next 2 years are busy for him on sport, and we want to finish 12th grade as well. So we realized NIS had a little more options to take exams. So we thought we'll go with that. So that's the kind of planning which has been going. It's kind of challenging because I have few sponsors, which is good. I'm happy. Like from where we started to today, we every year more sponsors get added, but still it's not how much we want.
Right.
Because I realized we're spending crazy amounts, and but I'm again happy because it has been encouraging. It's not like zero. From zero, we've come to like 10 now, and every year somebody new gets added. Like in 2025 got added by this sports foundation called Next Gen Sports Foundation, who are based out of California. They're basically from Uttar Pradesh, but they live in California right now.
Right.
So I was very happy because apart from whatever they committed, they actually came to both the races. They came to Arizona race, watched the races with us for the 3 days. They came to the Grand Nationals at Tulsa, spent 5 days with us, and actually kind of got a feel of the whole thing. Because again, as we all know, BMX is so new. Unless you actually see it, you don't understand.
Correct.
How many of videos, whatever you do, until you're there, you can't comprehend it.
Right.
It's like just next level. Because I've been going with him like for 8 years for races, but still the Grand Nationals we went to this year was like out of the world experience because there are like some 4,000 riders out there.
Wow.
It's like huge. It's the biggest race in the world for BMX. It's bigger than the World Championships, bigger than Olympics, and it's like a festival literally.
Right.
And it was like amazing because the number of people you see to actually race, and now in his age, pretty much people are serious by then. So it's not just the fun; it's both fun and there is competition also there.
Right.
So that's the kind of planning which we have to do. So this year we had the opportunity to actually sit with our coach and our sponsors. Next Gen Foundation was also a part of the meeting. So we kind of have put down our calendar for 2026. And by and large, at least 75 to 80% we always fulfill. By the end of the year, if we run out of our finances, then we keep training at home. So that's the reason we got the gate also, because gate is one thing where he needs to actually put in more work, because we realized with a little bit of what we are doing now is probably 2-3 months of active training on the track.
Right.
Though he's training 10 months, but 2-3 months is what is the active training on the track. So I'm like, okay, with 2-3 months, if he's able to achieve this much, if we are able to put in, let's say 6-7 months, it's going to be like really good for us. So let's see, probably a couple years down the line, we should be able to go more, or if he chooses to study out there, then he's going to be able to race more actively.
Right.
But then, yeah, I have plans in mind, but let's see as it goes, it'll unfold.
Yeah, yeah. So, talking of, looking at this, hearing your schedule, it involves a lot of travel and, a lot of training, right? Then, your mom mentioned that you're homeschooled, that helps a bit. But how do you balance the physical demands with training and your studies? And what does a typical grind day look like for you?
For most of my last exam, I wasn't training that hard, so I didn't have too much of a problem. I was just doing more rehab work, just trying to get in shape. So, again, I didn't have to do much. So I was just studying most of the day, do a little rehab, then go to sleep, study again.
Right.
For this season, we've come up with a more elaborate plan of try to study a bit before training, a little bit after training, just learn a bit, and then actually go revise it once or twice a week, revise everything, try to do some answer questions, see how it works. We're going to start restarting this by January when we starting all of this, see how all of that's working.
Right, right. So how is is the BMX scene in India in general? Is there anything we're talking about? What is it like?
So BMX in India is mostly freestyle and flat street and flatland. which are two different types of freestyle BMX. So
Right.
you have some decent riders who are doing it. In racing, there's absolutely nothing right now in India.
Right.
You have a few pump tracks, but there's no actual BMX racing, no racers are really like currently.
Right.
Again, there's no facility to get riders to start riding. No way for them to even know what it is, right?
Right. Okay. So there is one. How is the pump track in Hyderabad now? Is it well maintained and is it active? I think there is one that has come up in Pune.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah.
And some of the northern states. The
Mhm.
pump track in Hyderabad is pretty well maintained.
Hmm.
It was fully done by Velo Solutions, a Swiss brand. So all the dimensions are really good and it's fully tarmac. So the damages will be far and few. Minimal damage to the track. So
Right.
anything that's done, you can just patch up with some more.
Hmm.
It's not very active right now. It's mostly just a skate park is being used.
Okay.
There's a higher barrier to entry for BMX. You need a cycle. You have to bring the cycle there.
Hmm.
It looks scary from afar.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So not you don't see many future Agasthis there at the track as of now.
Yeah, as of now, not really, because I've seen a couple people come visit, but then they get scared. The slightest small fall, also, they're like, what if they get hurt? And I mean, it's a very small fall, honestly, really small fall.
Right.
But they immediately get scared. And again, I don't blame them because you need to first invest on a cycle, then you need to have all the safety gear in place. And getting any of these is it's a task here. It's not like, okay, I can just walk into Decathlon, pick all these things, and come and try also. Because
Right.
you really don't have anything. Like, even our basic tires, tubes, everything we go pick it whenever we travel is where we pick it. We don't have anything here. And
Right.
we can't expect people to source it here because there's just one rider. Why would you source things and keep for one person? And it's all very specific. His needs are specific to him now. So
Hmm.
we would rather just buy our stuff and keep it by ourselves.
Correct. Correct.
So a lot of people ask me, why don't you go start a track? Why don't you kind of promote the sports? So I'm like, I would love to do it, but right now, I honestly don't have that amount of time to focus on promoting the sport and him.
Right.
Because it's like all my time is only outside.
Yeah.
We're like always with our bags and bike bags and everything. It's like we come home.
It's a full-time job, right, for you?
It is a full-time job. So, and then my daughter is into weightlifting, so his off season is her season. So it's like
There is no off season for you.
For me, there's no off season. Then I'm enjoying it because I get to travel. I try all the sports wherever I am, so it's fun.
Right. Right.
I mean, just for fun, for vacation, I wouldn't be traveling 9 months. So that advantage I have.
That is great. That is great. So, what qualities, be it discipline, resilience, have you seen Agasthi develop through BMX that have carried over to his everyday life?
So basically, one thing with BMX and for that matter, any sport is you just have to consistently keep doing the same thing over and over again to get better. It's a very small, basic, foundational things that you have to keep working on. Race is the cherry on the cake. Is that one day? It's fun. Race is the most fun day of this. But to build up to that race and to enjoy it, the kind of work which has to go is crazy. Like, and all the more, I would say for him, we don't have anybody to train here. He has to train by himself. So all the motivation, okay, I can motivate him, but again, I would say it's kind of boring because our entire 9 months to 10 months we are like this. Literally, this is how we are whenever we travel. So it's like it's not like, okay, we space out and one day I'm coming and giving you a pep talk. That's not how it is. So I'm thinking over the years, he's kind of developed that own resilience to keep doing the same things while you're injured. Rehab is not fun, but you have to put in the rehab work. And when we are here, his coach is also not here. So the plan is sent and we are doing it here. Of course, we have a strength and conditioning coach, Kamlesh, who works with him full time. But still, we are following his plan. So everything is, you just have to keep doing it. And the foundational strength and training work is just about 3-4 exercises, but you have to keep building on it. And our biggest work we have a gym set up at home so that he can do his strength and conditioning anytime we can fit it into schedule. So again, you're not going out and meeting 10 people. you are actually working out by yourself again. So after all that, you're kind of building that resilience, and the fact that you have to consistently put in. A lot of people call it boring work, but well, we are not yet calling it boring. As a family, we all think it is interesting. Because like even yesterday when he went to the pump track, there was a small shoot by some YouTuber. So I was telling my husband, I still can't imagine I'm not getting bored looking at him doing the same thing in the pump track.
Right. Yeah.
For him, it's going to be like, I still sometimes think, oh, wow. I mean, like, you have to get up and just go ride by yourself. You go do the sprints by yourself. You have to go set up the gate, do things by yourself. Use strength trainings by yourself. Okay, we all go sometimes work out with it. But end of the day, it's not like working with a team. When you are like this time, he signed up on a team in the US from this year. It's called Gold Coast Daylight Cycles. One among the very good teams out there. So it felt so different to be a part of a team, because even waiting after the races, between the races, we go sit with the team. So someone's always there to ask you, okay, what happened? It's not like just both of us or my daughter, the three of us again and again talking with each other. But then you have a team. You can actually sit there, rest. You see what the other riders are doing and who's better, who's not better, what are they talking about. So that was kind of a different experience to have a team. But not having all that here and still holding on to something which is like, you don't know, like literally there are times when I have planned even a trip to the US in 1 week notice.
Right.
So it's like, even though, yes, I told you I gave you dates April 11th, just in case our finances are not met by then, I may just go in May, or we may go in July. But the fact that he kind of can immediately switch gears, like, okay, I have been training here, tomorrow we are heading out. So if I'm heading out tomorrow, like let's say we reach Las Vegas on 12th, 13th morning we start training. So that's how quickly he needs to kind of switch gears. And thankfully, whenever we go there, jet lag is off in a day. I think we kind of so tuned mentally to it that we can just, okay, we have to go train now and just go there and jump in kites. So I think that kind of helped him in his 10th exams also, I would say, because that was his first exam he wrote. We never did any other small tests or exams. So for him, he considered every exam as a race. Like, okay, this. In fact, he was honestly finishing it so quickly, and I was telling him, "You have 2 hours. Can you just take time and do it? Check and try."
Right.
He's not like
He's used to 30-second, 40-second races, I guess.
So literally, he's doing that. He's like, "I finished this in 30 minutes." I'm like,
30 minutes.
"No."
Finished the paper in 30 minutes and then started playing with the eraser.
So then,
Nice.
so we're like literally training him for 12th. We're like, "Can you please slow down? Take the whole 2 hours. Like, exam slowly and come out."
Right.
So I feel that kind of helped a lot, because I found the way, like from what we studied to what I've seen other kids studying, I find that he's able to finish things quickly. He really doesn't have to spend 8 hours to study one thing, which we think like that's what we were taught, and it was like so stereotyped to, if it's an exam, you have to just keep doing only that.
Yeah.
But he's able to kind of use the same skill sets which he's learned here to even study, assimilate, and reproduce. It's not like just, okay, I studied or I just wrote the exam. So those I find, and I definitely think the focus and the ability to choose things and adapt is very high for him. Like, I know there are times when, like, for some reason, this time when I was in the US, I had to go for one race by, we took a bus to Arizona from Las Vegas. It was a very beautiful journey. But usually we fly. So that was I had to make a change in the last minute because of some other reason. So like literally I told him this evening that tomorrow we're actually taking a bus and we're going to go. So it's like, he's like, okay, fine. So he had to kind of immediately adapt, because it was a 6-hour journey, which was not long. And it was very comfortable and nice. But then, yeah, you are prepared to something else, but you have to be doing something else. So I feel he's able to kind of quickly adapt, because that's how typically your race is. It's not like, even if you're going to plan, you're going to train.
Right.
Finally, like what his coach says is that 30 seconds and the couple seconds before that is all his. I'm not going to be standing, you're not going to be standing. If he's not able to make a decision, if he's not able to do it, there's no point in all that we're doing now.
Right.
So I feel those skills have definitely been kind of going with him. I mean, unconsciously, it has now become a part of his, like habit now. So it's not like something I need to really think or worry about. Like if I'm taking him for a race, I don't need to prep him for it. He knows what he should be doing.
Yeah.
My job is okay, just to ensure I cook the food and give it to him for his breakfast, lunch, and that's about it. Everything to do with his bike, his gear, everything is his. I don't do anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
So those are things because I know a lot of kids around his age, or probably even maybe I around his age, may have been a little more dependent on few others. Especially here in India, we're pampered so much. So
Right.
like everything, somebody has to support, somebody has to get it for you. That we don't do, thankfully. Even my daughter, who's younger, who's 12, also does her things by herself. So
Yeah.
I think sport
Nice.
is that.
For sure, for sure. So over the years, right, you have been to various races to Malaysia, Thailand, US, and all this. What has his progression been over the years, and what finally said? I mean, what made you say, okay, this we are going to take him to the next level, right? We are going to continue with this. We're not going to
Right.
stop here.
So well, like when we started, like as I said, when he did his first ride when he was 5 years old, I was like, okay, it just everyone said, and even I, between my husband and I, so we were like, okay. I mean, the kid just felt like joining you, he joined. Okay, the next year also it happened. 2 3 years it was continuously happening, and then he's always been sticking on to a sport. Like then it was the triathlons. Then it was when he started BMX. It was everything together, BMX and triathlon. So every time I spoke to a couple of my well wishers, like I don't go speak to everyone because people like to give a lot of advice, and I'm like, okay, I'm happy with what I'm doing because I know what my head is clear about what I'm doing. But then there are few people, yes, I would like to reach out to a couple of my mentors and coaches who are always a part of this journey. So there's always this doubt: what if he says he does not want to do this? Like, you are doing all this, you're spending money, you're spending time, everything, and what if he suddenly says, no, I don't want this, I want to do something else? So I always told them, if that is happening, it is still a choice which he's making, and I would go by that, because at that point, if I'm going to force him, it's not going to work.
Right.
Today also it is happening because I'm not forcing him. If I were forcing him and if he was doing it, it's a different story. I would rather spend that energy on myself and do what I want.
Right.
But I wouldn't want it because they asked me the same thing. Like my kid did not choose cycling, though she's exposed. The daughter did not choose cycling, though she's fully exposed cycling. Literally from the day she's born, she's only seeing him cycling, and she's seen the best coaches, she's seen the best tracks. She didn't pick cycling, and she has done BMX. She raced also for fun, but she was doing rock climbing for a very long time, which is why we were visiting Bangalore regularly. And she decided to choose competitively weightlifting, which is again a choice. So I always tell, if the kid is enjoying, I would not come in their way. That means it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I remember when people telling me like, so what will you do? Will you feel like, are you going to get upset? I said, I'm not going to get upset. Yeah, I would feel bad because yes, I have put in all this energy. But then I have never taken it as a sacrifice which I'm making for Agasthi or for Radhya, my daughter, or whatever it is. It is their journey. I am being a part of it. I'm enjoying myself. Yes, we are putting, yes, a lot of hard work goes into it, travel, money, everything is there. But it's not like I'm saying, oh, I'm only looking at my kid. When I go there, I'm working out. I'm going to the best gyms and working out. I'm riding. I'm doing everything. I get the best as well. So I will not take it as a sacrifice, but it's something which, yes, it is a choice, and we are supporting his choice fully. The point where I kind of, between Chandra and me, we decided, okay, things are actually serious is there were these recurrent injuries until last year, like every year, one major, like concussion, and then he's off for 6 months. Then the shoulder injury, off for 3 months. Then the knee injury, last year he had ACL test, again off for 6 months. But then after all that also, you see, the moment he knows he's ready, he's doing the rehab. Okay. And then when we say, okay, the physio gives the green signal and says, okay, you guys can go, there's that immediate enthusiasm that, yes, I'm going to go start racing now. And he immediately starts training and racing. It's not like, okay, forget it, guys, let me do something else. Because today, honestly, the number of opportunities to do something else is so high.
Right.
It's not like, even though, yes, we spend time, it's not like I'm micro monitoring what he's doing. And obviously, kids today have more exposure to technology, and they know more than he knows more than what I know with all the gadgets. He can be doing anything. He has few friends who are also into other things. Like there's one friend who's into photography. There's another friend who's into few other things of his interest. So there is a possibility of getting diverted very easily. Right. But the fact that all that does not happen, and he again wants to come back to this, is where we realized we are committed to it. It's not like it's not happening because I'm pushing him. Because while they are a kid, it's always okay, the mother or the father is pushing, so it's happening. But for us, it's always been, I would say, I've never pushed him to do anything really. I take him, like, yeah, you want to go to the pump track? Obviously, I drive him to the pump track. When we were going 365 days a year to the pump track in Hyderabad, yes, I was driving him. But I didn't ask him to write that. I know there are people, parents who bring kids and they'll be like, go do, go do, go do. They'll keep telling them. I mean,
Right.
that's not going to work. I mean, let the kid enjoy, he's going to do. If the kid doesn't enjoy, do something else. There are 100 things to do where kids will enjoy today.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
one thing in life.
Correct.
So, and there were a lot of people who have suggested to me, Gopichand Academy is right at it is almost at our backyard, guys. Why can't you take him for badminton? Why are you choosing a sport which is not even existing?
Right.
But my point is, when the child is enjoying, just encourage, provide. If you can't provide, explain to him that this is not possible, then he'll choose something else. But without providing, I don't think any of us should kind of stop a child from the opportunity. You give the entire opportunity. The kid is not liking it, don't force, come out of it, go look for something else. But when the kid is doing, I think our job is to just take them there, encourage them, let them there. That's all. And then they do the job by themselves. That's what I've seen, because I've been seeing a lot of other people, a lot of parents come talk to me and they're like, can we do the same thing which Agasthi is doing? I said, I don't know. If your kid wants to do, you do.
Right.
But I can't tell you what your kid wants to do. So that I saw, it's because he's been hanging on to it. Like, I know there are times when, obviously, when he's injured, he's not going to be like very excited about it, but still coming back and pushing yourself and doing it. And then you don't have many friends because you're not in the regular system. And when you're free,
Right.
they're not busy. I mean, they're not free. So
Hmm.
despite all that, if someone is actually looking forward to doing it every day, then I think, yes, we are in
Yeah.
for something. It's not like we're not having fun around and just kidding
Yeah.
about something and telling, okay, I want to have big goals. Because I know there are a lot of people who ask me, okay, is this all your goal or is it your son's goal? So
Right.
a lot of people who ask me that. And even people, when they're sponsoring, they're like, are you sure you want to be doing this? Why don't you think of cricket? Why don't you think of something else? So a lot of people, and people asking me, are you crazy? Why do you want him? He's getting injured. Why do you want him to keep doing it? Don't you think his safety is important? So I'm like, yeah, I can fall in my bathroom also. So am I going to stop going there?
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, like, so it's been a big journey for me and actually interesting, because the kind of questions people ask sometimes, I'm like, how can you even think that way? Kinds. So, but yeah, the biggest factor holding on is because I see that his interest has not changed. And in fact, if at all anything, it's only getting stronger. It's not getting anywhere. It's not remaining the same or getting lower. It's only getting more. In fact, every time when we finish all the races, want to come back, my daughter and I are excited to come back to India, but he's like, no, I want to stay back. I want to train. I don't want to come. Can I just stay back here?
Excellent, excellent. So, I mean, that also kind of answers my next question, which is, what would your advice be for parents who want to pursue, whose kids want to pursue unconventional sports? You answered it very well, right? In your, it is up to the kid if he is enjoying, and you support whatever he's doing. You can't choose and force something
Correct.
upon them.
Because we all have that thing, okay, I wanted to do this as a kid, I could not do it, so I want my kid to do it. I think that doesn't work. In fact, I've been in martial arts all my life, but they both are not doing martial arts. Both my kids don't do martial arts.
Right.
Not that they were not exposed. Agasthi was exposed to all the martial arts I did. It was not his calling. So why bother about it, really? Because you're in that process, both the sports are going to die. Now, what he's interested in is also not going to happen. What I'm interested in is also not going to happen. And the other thing which I've seen off late, especially, is a kid does one thing. Especially, I'm seeing that more in India. Like, one day you go play a sport, and then the next day they're called a prodigy straight. In fact, a lot of people are calling even Agasthi a prodigy, which I don't want to happen. A lot of places I keep telling, when recently we've been having a couple of newspaper articles where people write prodigy, and I'm like, no, he's not prodigy. We're just working hard for this goal. That's all. But then I think that is a very wrong mindset, because people, the first day you do something, they're like, okay, you're a prodigy, and then you're glorified. You're going to go for Olympics. Fine, you can have goals. I'm happy. People have to work with goals and all that. But the whole process is what is required here. If you're not going to work for the process and only think of the biggest goals and, okay, he's a prodigy, he has already achieved, then nothing's going to happen. Process is lost there. Straight.
Right. Yeah.
And without a process, nothing is going to work. I would say, even without a goal, you can go, because you have a process in place. You can fit in your goals. Because without a process, I think that's perfect recipe for disaster. And a lot of people off late, I've been seeing it in the last 6 months, or probably I started looking at social media more in the last 6 months. Every second person does some sport their kid goes into. One day just goes look at a sport and they're like, okay, this person's a prodigy. Done.
Right.
Let the kid enjoy that sport first.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, because if we see in US, Malaysia, every other country I've been to, irrespective of whichever country it is, the sport grows so beautifully and organically. Because you will see before 2-year-old, 3-year-old starts on the balance bike, till the grandfather, he's also still racing. So the club race is such a healthy place to be in because the whole family comes there.
Right.
And it's fun. Like you have the grandchild is there, the parent, the sister, the brother, grandparents, everyone. So that is how the sport should grow. They're not
Right.
telling we are all prodigies or this kid is a prodigy. In fact, the entire family is there. So probably there are prodigies there. But
Right.
nobody speaks that way. But they're kind of encouraging it. It's so organic there because you're actually supporting it as a system and everybody's enjoying the process. I've seen that in Malaysia also. I see that in the US also. So the club races are such fun places to be in because you know the entire family is there and they do it on the weekends or a Friday evening. So you have time for everyone to come and join, and that's the way a sport will grow.
Yeah.
That way, I feel slightly cycling is getting better there, at least if not family, but at least the small groups and communities are growing together.
Right.
But a lot of other things, it feels sad that it's not happening because honestly, there's a lot of potential here.
Yeah.
Our country, people naturally will work hard, and resilience is always harder for us. But because of all the other things we do and the shortcuts we try, we miss out on the process. I feel so sad because there are a lot of kids I know who look so potentially bright in a sport, but then they get crowded by all the other things and the lack of subtle support. If the parents do a little bit of just hand holding, not even big support, that is missing because you suddenly look at a larger picture or you just dump it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that organic growth is not there for us, for anything to grow here.
Right. So what has been his results that kind of look promising and encouraging for to work towards the future?
So right now, this year, he kind of pretty much topped in his age category because until 16 years, it is age category as far as BMX is concerned. And I would say like last year, he was still winning second and third places, but this year it was pretty much all he won in the nationals with first place wins, which is good, which is a good progression for him to move to the junior men category. And the Grand Nationals, he finished fourth, but again, that is, we had about 48 riders from across the world, which is the first time he's competed with 48 riders in one category.
Right.
So that was a big challenge, but he kind of enjoyed and did really well in that. And our coach was also appreciative of the fact that for him to come and actually compete in such a big stage and come first the first time you do it is actually a big deal.
Right.
Because here we are used to riding all by ourselves. So having so many people around you is a thing. So with that being the foundation, now moving into junior men, we have been kind of prepared well that, okay, this year is going to be where you just go show up in all the races and ensure that you're able to at least finish 1 or 2 rounds. If you come to the quarters and semis, it's amazing. But at least be prepared that you will go stand there, finish your round and come out because you are going to be competing with people way stronger. You're actually competing. The boy is going to compete with men really. Because a 17-year-old, anywhere across the world, even the best 17-year-old has to go through this progression path and become better. So by the end of the junior men is where we actually, where he's going to be actually starting his, the UCI points and rankings, everything will start only by then. For BMX, it starts only around 19 or 20 years of age.
Right.
So, with the current plan in hand, we are hoping that he will be able to kind of level up in a right way. I mean, we are not looking at a sporadic burst. We don't want that at all. And until now, it has been a very gradual progress, but there is a progress every time.
Right.
Like, in fact, our coach even has mentioned this time that I have actually seen him maturing as an athlete because when we went to him, he was 14, now he's 16. So the 3 years has actually been very substantial for his career as a racer. And he's kind of matured also as an athlete. It's not like just a kid riding there. but then you have the fun and you know where you have to be serious and what you have to learn is also happening. So we are expecting a lot of. It's going to be a challenging year for him. We are excited about it, but then for the rest of the world, it's going to be like, okay, probably he's not winning so much this year. What is happening, kinds? But then, yeah, we are prepared for it because, yeah, if you're going to think that way, you can keep thinking that way.
Yeah.
I will add it to the rest of the questions which people have been asking me all these years.
Right.
So, but this is our stepping stone, and it is more like a important milestone, I would say.
Good.
And we are actually looking forward to it because we're going to go race in different countries also. Australia is going to be way more challenging than USA. USA still is more fun place to ride as yet, and Malaysia is also they're very not really the aggressive riders. They're nice riders there.
Yeah.
So the
Interesting.
the aggression and actually people racing we'll start seeing only from now.
Right.
Because we'll be getting into the serious genre now to see what's happening in. So this I'm looking 17 and 18 next 2 years is going to be like really tough, and where we're going to go make a mark and come everywhere, because at least now the whole of USA knows, okay, there's one Indian rider who's coming and riding, so we made that impression out there.
Right.
So in fact, this year USA BMX, our license also, we have a rider license in USA BMX apart from the UCI license. So until now we were riding as a team from Colorado, means we had given his uncle's address. But this year we changed it to India, so he got acknowledged as an Indian rider this year. So so that is a good thing for us. And USA BMX is also kind of trying to, USA BMX Foundation is there where we are trying to seek some help from them also. So those things are good for us. This year we had a lot of those things which kind of added value to the entire thing. And so we're looking forward to next year, and let's see how it goes. It's going to be a difficult year, but I think with that there's more challenges and more fun.
Yeah. No, having that balanced perspective is very, very important, right? Yeah. That's good. So, Agasti, what is the one thing that your mom does that makes your pursuit of this sport possible?
I mean, he gives her full support to the sport for everything when it comes to taking me places, cooking food, booking the accommodation, planning the trips. All I do right now is just race. Train, race, train, race. Everything else is management.
Right.
Until this year, even until like last week, even the posting on Instagram, maintaining an image, everything was done by her. All I did was train.
Right.
All I had to do, I tell her, we have to be here at this time for this, and the rest is done by her.
What's the proudest you have been of him on the bike?
Initially, I remember the first days when he was winning the small pump track championships here, Red Bull championships. I used to feel really very proud, honestly. The first time when we went to Malaysia, and so only in the final event they actually will announce the name of the rider and where he's from and all that. So the first time when they announced Agasthi Chandrashekar from India, that was like kind of goosebumps moment for me. And then of course his first win in Malaysia was okay. That surpassed the first goosebump moment and took over there. And this time, actually, even though we have been going to the US winning, this time there were a lot of times when I really felt super happy and, like that mission accomplished kind of feeling was one when our coach mentioned that I am happy that I am working with a more matured athlete now, and we are just doing technical skills and working on bettering things rather than going back to basics. That was a very big thing for me, because that means something to come from a person like that. Because at least our coach Connor, he doesn't say anything just to please you. He says what he means. If he says good, it means good. If he says you're an idiot, it means you are an idiot. I mean, he's never said that, but well, so he doesn't do anything to please us. Either him or me, he wouldn't do anything to please us. So when he said that, it really meant something to me. And when he won when back to back when he was winning first in the nationals, that was like amazing. And in that particular race, we had our sponsors also visiting us for the first time. So it was like, okay, cool, man, this really feels good. And people actually acknowledging, getting his name right there this time. Everything happened together in the same race for us. So the Chandrashekar became Chandrashekar. So so now he's being acknowledged as Chandrashekar there. So it turned out that, so it's like the race car to the win every time was what they were announcing. So we're like, okay, Chandra, your name is changed now.
Chandresh.
Yeah, like to the point, like even on a flight,
Like-
there was another rider, and he's like, "Hey, Chandra's car." So we're like, "Okay." So new levels kind of unlocked. So that's the thing, and
Nice,
yeah.
nice.
So I think I'm generally proud every day these days. So it's good.
Yeah, amazing. So, what is the big dream for Agasthi's BMS career, and how are we both working towards together to make
Me,
that
it's
happen?
always been to win the Olympics. Originally, we were planning 2028. I didn't meet the age requirements. Now we're looking at 2032. What we're doing to work on it is constantly training every day, going to as many races as possible. Now we're working on the World Championships, trying to make it to the Asian Championships this year. That is an achievement itself.
So
Right,
2032 Olympics, as we said, 2028 was our goal until like last year. We were until 6 months before we were thinking it is 2028, but then we realized he has to complete 19 years to be at the Olympics. And again, while we were speaking to Connor, it's like let him go for the 2032 because he'll be better ready by then than trying to push into 2028. Because honestly, we are not living in a country where he can race every day. If that was the case, then yes, I wouldn't mind a few other permutation combinations. With what we have, we just need to accept it and see how to capitalize on what we have. So right now, all of us are working towards 2032. Like again, what Connor says is don't keep looking at 2032. 2026 has started. Look at the February race. Look at what you're going to do for that. So just train for that. Finish that. After you finish February 22nd race, let's work for the next race. If you're going to do one day at a time and one race at a time, we are working towards it. If we are going to keep thinking of 2032, it's just going to be a dream. Anyway, we are going towards it. There's nothing to change for us. But if we don't have our everyday work in place, I don't think we're anywhere going to go close to it. So
The one thing is always talking about
like you
is
said,
focus on one race at a time. Even like during like the smaller races,
right,
qualifying round. As soon as that round is done, forget about it. Be focused on the next round. And then when you have 3 days of racing continuously,
yeah,
every single run is its own day almost. You just do that, forget about it. Only focus on the next day. Finish that run, focus only on the next run. Forget about the previous runs.
So he says whether you've done the best, you come first or you come eighth, doesn't matter. That race is over. Just focus on the next race. And I kind of thought that is an amazing thing for a coach to be teaching to a young athlete because that's going to go a long way. In fact, that kind of helped me also because there were days when we had a little, these sudden challenges when one sponsor drops or, there's suddenly I need more money when I'm sitting in the US. So instead of thinking about, okay, what am I going to do in December? Literally, I was like, okay, today is over. I'm done. Okay, this race is over. Let me finish it. Then let me start planning for December. Okay, the first week, 1 week of training is over. Now let me plan what I'm going to do the next week. That kind of actually helped. And I think that we'll be sticking on to that motto until whatever we're all going to be achieving. I think it's simple and it's easy to work rather than having an extremely huge thing. And what do we do with a huge thing? This is practical.
for sure, for sure. Yeah. Focus on the moment, focus in
Do
the
the work.
moment, do the work, follow the process, and stay with the process.
The result
You'll
follows.
eventually get
Literally, it's been following us. That's how it is.
Yeah, yeah,
Especially this year, a lot of training before the race. Every day, I would do as much as I possibly could on the track, as much as I could in the gym. At one point, I was having PVs every single day in the gym, constantly pushing as hard as I could. And the next race, I did incredibly well. When you see the race, you could see how surprised I would have been. When I look back at this, but wasn't even remotely close to.
So that's actually nice because then we're all just being in the moment. I think is becoming easier nowadays than sitting and worrying about okay, what happened 5 days before or what is going to happen 2 days later. I think it's now beyond us. So let's just be in the moment, enjoy it. It's fun that way.
amazing. That is, it's been a fantastic conversation. Thank you for sharing your journey of both Agasti, you as an athlete, as a student athlete, and Nirupa, you as a mom and the biggest supporter of this athlete. Thank you for sharing your amazing journey and all the very best for each and every race ahead and each and every moment that you focus.
Yes.
ahead.
Thanks, Vicky. It's been kind of wanting to talk to you for a long time. So it's glad we could make it. We were waiting to, as I told you in the beginning, whenever I spoke to Gokul, okay, after one substantial season, I would want to talk to Venki and see how we can talk to the rest of India through him. So I'm glad we could do it today. Thanks for that opportunity.
Thank you. Thanks.
Main motor number 6, getting the block and loaded in the gate. Our 15-16 mixed opens. Oh, and Freight Train Garthy. Agasthi Chandrashekar got Dean Brown here. Hey, girl, Candy. Oh, the Rocket Anderson. Payne Purple Pickle to Flying Tutu Sarabia. Memphis, Little Monster Benelli, and Sterling Road here to. Oh, hey, girl out there.
Go, Agasthi!
She's telling me about her injury that she had. She's out there racing. Yeah, she was describing that her knee was twisted around in circles like a pretzel, and I was trying to eat my
Come
pea
on,
chicken.
Agasthi, go!
Still was good, though. All right, coming back at us. One straightaway to go. It'll be the 69 flight. Agasthi Chandrashekar in there for the win. The 26. Oh, and Freight Train Garthy in second. The all in the 35.